All right, day two, heading back to Dayton, Ohio to play day two of this Mad River $1 million guarantee. I have 250,000 in chips, which if the blinds are 4 and 8, I'm going to double check. That gives me about 30 bigs. I'm just going to play solid, smart, pick my spots when I find them, but on the other hand, don't be silly floating people with back doors and trying to double barrel people off of stuff. You know, if I find a spot, take it, but don't be as silly as I was yesterday as far as doing some dumb shit. Yeah, I just bluffed off, and like I said, I dogged up too many chips yesterday doing some silly stuff that was just unnecessary, and if I hadn't done that, I'd have a lot more chips right now. But I'm still in okay shape. Like I said, I'm going to play smart, solid, try to do that and just pick my spots, but don't go crazy. Don't be a calling station. If they show strength, pretty much fold. I mean, it's got to be a real unique situation and individual to be calling down big bets, because most of the time people just aren't bluffing. That's just the way it is. So I guess we'll see what happens, and I'll keep y'all updated. So stay tuned. So I look down here at Pocket Aces. I'm happy about this because I only have about 6 big blinds. I end up min raising. I did this on purpose, made it 32,000. Blinds were 8 and 16 because I want action. I want to get as many chips as I can. Now against better players, pros, you just want to jam with aces like you would with a lot of different holdings, because this looks really strong. But against most people, most recreational players, they're not going to pick up on that. If anything, they're going to pick up this week. So I went ahead and I min raised. I think it's right to do in this situation. And the small blind had jammed. I called. He had queen jack. I had aces. I get a good double up, and I'm feeling pretty good at this point. The very next hand, now I've got about 12 and a half, 13 bigs. Feeling good. I finally got some chips. I look down at pocket nines. I'm in the cutoff, one off the button. And I think about it, and I'm not sure what to do. I ended up jamming all in, thinking that, yeah, this is fine. I'm in late position. But honestly, this is not a jam. This is a min raise. And then evaluate. This is too many bigs. Now, if I'm under 10 big blinds, I'm fine with a jam here. But at 13, 14, 15 big blinds, I don't need to jam. I can just min raise and then fold. Basically what happened is the big blind woke up with pocket tens. He called and he had held, and boom, I'm out of the tournament. It's just like that. And it just kind of irks me that I did not need to jam here. GTO wise, 12 and a half bigs is okay. 15, it is actually a min raise. It is not a jam. And so I'm pretty good at playing the short stack. I'm pretty pissed at myself for going out this way. I really feel I should have just min raised and then evaluated. Basically, that's how I ended the tournament. Again, I was not happy jamming with nines there. Did not need to do that. Basically, I started off with 250,000 in chips, with the blinds only 4 and 8,000, or actually they were 3 and 5,000. So I was sitting fine. And very first hand, as soon as I looked down at it was what was it? 3-4 suited, and 3-4 suited, and it was the blind, and the flop was I raised an early position. Again, a little too light. The flop came 5-6-6. I c-bet, the big blind called, the big blind had defended. The turn was like an offsuit 9. I checked, he checked, river was a king. I bet, and he looked me up with just queen 5. I wish I had double barreled there. I need to just get rid of a 5, especially if I get a read that he's not very strong. He's defending real wide, calling with anything, with any kind of pair. I really need a double barrel there and get him off. But he looked me up on the river. So that was not a good start right off the bat. And then right after that, I had, again, open, probably too light, jack 9 suited in early position. Had the small blind and the big blind call me. Flop come ace 9 deuce, rainbow. And the small blind just dunked into me, which I thought was weird. And he dunked small. The big blind folded. I had second pair. I wasn't sure what he he was donking with. Maybe some pair just to take it down. If there was a flush draw on the board, I'd feel better. Maybe he has a flush draw. Didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Didn't know anything about the player. I ended up calling. The turn was a jack. Gave me 2 pair. Brought back to a flush draw in. He bet, and I just called because I don't know. Maybe I just had a feeling. I wasn't sure. I feel like I might be way ahead, way behind. Maybe he could be barreling clubs. I don't know. I decided to just call. And the river brought in back row clubs, and he bet again. He bet about half pot. I think I just need a fold here. I get beat by too much, even though I did have 2 pair. I don't think he's betting just a single ace. I talked myself into maybe he's just betting a single ace. And I called with 2 pair. And he had ace jack. He had top 2 pair. So I think it's kind of weird for him to bet the river there when the backdoor flush comes in. But I guess it was a good bet by him. I need to just fold the river there. So that right off the bat brought me from like 250 down to like 80. So now all of a sudden I'm super short. And so I was grinding the super short stack forever. I had pocket queens at one point. Got a double up off that when I jammed super short. Chopped a couple times. I had another hand where this guy, the same guy, he was pretty tight. I only had 6 bigs, and he's under the gun, and he raised pretty big, and I had 6 bigs, and I looked down at ace jack off. I ended up folding because I read him as really strong. Later on, he just on a straight board, like I didn't think he even had ace high, because when the old man bet into him, it was like 4-5 something, where he could have like a wheel draw and overs if he had like ace queen or something, and he just insta folded. And I think he would have called or thought about calling if he had ace high there. So I don't think he even had ace high. He probably had something like king queen. Just a horrible. I mean, I know the book says to snap get it in with 6 bigs, but I didn't, and I was beating myself up over that. But like I said, I ended up grinding back and chopped a couple times with ace high against the guy. 3 different times me and him had ace high. One time I had ace jack, he had ace 10. Another time he had ace 9, I had ace deuce. There was like 3 times where we both had ace high, and we chopped every single time. Kind of crazy. But I was hanging in there, and then I had my big double for the aces, and then right after that 9s, and like I said, I'm mad at myself for going all in with 9s there. So bottom line is, I think I need to shore up my pre-flop. I opened real wide in cash games, but I think in tournaments, when you're not so deep, you can't be opening with 4 or 5 suited in early position. I love to play those hands in cash games when we're really deep, and especially because I can outplay most people in the games I play in. But when it comes to tournaments and you're not very deep, I need to just pitch 4 or 5 suited in the muck in early position. So, yeah, not happy with how I played. Hopefully I take some stuff away from this one and play better next time. So that was it. End of the Mad River scenario. Hopefully I took some things away from this so I do a lot better in the next one. Like I said, not happy with how I played. I should have done much